Day 4 would be a layover in Burlington, Vermont, so that we could relax, visit the downtown area, and do some laundry. And for those of us willing to brave the 40-degree temps, take a ride across Grand Isle. While it was a bit cold, those of us who took up the challenge had a great time. I guess at this point I should talk about the weather and what to expect when traveling in New England. Basically, that is, be ready for anything, especially if, like us, you were traveling in early summer or fall. During this trip, we had days in the 80s and others in the 40s. The average temperature was probably around 65 or 70, but there were obviously wide variations. Prior to leaving, I suggested that everyone be prepared for a wide range of temperatures and weather conditions. Getting through a 10-day period in the Northeast without hitting some rain is not very likely. And given the time of year we were traveling, cold temps and even snow are possible. Being that my fellow riders grew up in this area of the country, you would think they would know the possible weather conditions very well, and thus be prepared for anything. However, some not so much, but more on that later. Here we are, now it's day 4. We're actually taking a little bit of a break. We're in Burlington, Vermont, and we're riding across Grand Isle. So what do you guys think?
Outstanding.
Scenery is amazing.
Fun.
Yeah, whatever he said over there. All right, so now we're up here. It is day 5 of our little trip. Everybody is getting ready. You can see everybody over there. And we are going to be heading from Burlington, Vermont, over to Gorham, New Hampshire, about 235 miles or so. It should take us about 6 hours of riding time today. We're going to go over the Kangamagos Highway. And said hopefully have a really great time. Also going to hit Smuggler's Notch here in a few minutes.
Good morning. Hey, I have to do a special shout out to my friend Suey.
Oh, hi Suey. The 5th day found us once again rising to temps in the high 40s. Luckily, it would warm into the 50s, but the 235-mile ride from Burlington to Gorham, New Hampshire would be a chilly one. There were also some concerns about potential rain. Since this day was going to be slightly longer, we hit the road at 8 a.m., which I hoped would put us in Lincoln, New Hampshire for lunch right around 12:30. Along the way, we would travel through Smuggler's Notch, Kettle Pond State Park, and Groton State Forest for crossing the New Hampshire border onto routes 25 and 118 before arriving at our lunch stop. The ride to Lincoln was a spectacular one. However, we did run into some additional sections of bumpy frost heaves. If you are going to come up this way, it is just something you are going to have to deal with. For me, I take this as a challenge, but I was concerned that Cathy was not having fun sitting on the back of the bike. As it turned out, my fears were unfounded. She's a trooper. While in Lincoln, we met up with some additional friends that were either living in the area or vacationing nearby. It was great to see Joe and Rose, as well as Gordon and Sarah. To finish off the day of riding, we climbed back on the bikes and ascended the Kancamagus Highway before exiting onto Bear Notch Road, which is a fantastic stretch of tarmac consisting of one sweeper after another as it descends from the Kank down to Route 302. While we endured some bumpy roads early in the day, Bear Notch was a newly paved, seamless blacktop, a motorcyclist's dream. Arriving in Gorham, we stayed at the Town and Country Inn, which is another perennial favorite. The restaurant was busy, but we ended up having another great meal. I don't know how some of the guys finished that prime rib. It was all I could do to eat half of my perfectly cooked New York strip.